Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything feels steady and bright. The next, the ground beneath you shifts. People disappoint you. Plans fall apart. Storms rise without warning. You can't control the world, and trying to often leads only to exhaustion. But what if peace didn't depend on control? What if strength was something you built within, unshaken by chaos, untouched by noise? That's the promise of Stoicism, not an escape from life, but mastery within it. For centuries, the Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, faced wars, betrayal, loss, and uncertainty. Yet they discovered something eternal, that true power lies not in ruling others, but in ruling yourself. They taught that peace isn't the absence of hardship. It's the presence of discipline, clarity, and inner calm, even when the storm rages around you. In today's world, where distractions are endless and emotions run wild, their wisdom is more vital than ever. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about understanding it. It's not about being cold, it's about being composed. It's not about escaping pain, it's about transforming it into purpose. This is not a philosophy for temples or scholars. It's for you, for the moments you feel overwhelmed, anxious, uncertain, or lost. For the days when anger rises, when your mind races, when you question your place in the world. The Stoic path offers a way forward, not through control of the world, but through command of yourself. In the pages that follow, you'll explore 12 timeless rules, lessons drawn from ancient wisdom, shaped for modern life. Each one a tool, a reflection, a guide to help you build a quieter mind, a stronger heart, and a life that cannot be shaken by external storms. So take a breath, slow down, step into the silence of your own thoughts. Let's begin. Rule 1. Stay calm in the chaos. Life will test you in ways you never expect. It will stretch you, exhaust you, and sometimes break you down to your foundation. There are mornings when the world feels too loud, too fast, too heavy. You open your eyes and already feel behind. Deadlines, messages, opinions, problems, they all crash into you before you've had time to take your first breath. And yet, in the middle of all that noise, there is always one still point: your mind. The Stoics called this your inner citadel, a fortress that no storm can reach unless you open its gates. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire in crisis. He faced war, betrayal, plague, and loss. But every night, he returned to his journal and reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. His peace wasn't luck. It was practice. You live in a different century, but the same truth applies. The world changes its shape, not its nature. Technology may replace armies, notifications may replace messengers, but the battle is still for control of your own thoughts. When you feel chaos rising, pause. Don't fight the storm, observe it. The moment you step back and see the whirlwind instead of standing inside it, you already begin to regain command. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and remember, this moment cannot define me unless I let it. Stoicism isn't about ignoring problems. It's about facing them with clarity. You can still act, plan, and fight, but do it from calmness, not panic. The mind that rushes is blind. The mind that waits sees clearly. Imagine yourself as a tree in the wind. The branches may shake, the leaves may fly, but the roots remain still. That stillness is your reason, your discipline, your perspective. When you build the habit of staying calm, small irritations lose their power. Traffic becomes time to breathe. Delays become practice in patience. Criticism becomes a chance to test your composure. Every disturbance becomes training. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The friction of life is your polishing stone. Calm is not passivity, it's strength under control. So when life feels like it's spinning out of control, remind yourself, the world can shake, but I remain steady. Chaos may surround you, but peace belongs to you because you carry it, not because life gives it. Rule 2, make yourself a priority. We live in a world that glorifies exhaustion. People brag about how busy they are, as if fatigue were proof of worth. But the Stoic knows, if you don't protect your own energy, the world will consume it without apology. Making yourself a priority isn't arrogance. It's awareness. You can't think clearly, act wisely, or serve others from a depleted mind. The Stoics believed that caring for the self was the foundation of caring for humanity. You maintain your inner order so that you can bring order to everything else. Start your mornings in solitude, even for a few minutes. The first moments after waking set the tone for the entire day. Don't reach for your phone. Reach for yourself. Sit in silence and ask, what kind of person will I be today? Not what will I achieve, but how will I act? How will I think? That question shifts you from survival to intention. Then feed your mind deliberately. Write a line, read a page, breathe deeply. This is not self-indulgence, it's self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." Your work is not just your job. It's the work of becoming better every day. And while you build your inner world, take care of the outer. Eat with mindfulness. Rest when needed. Exercise not to chase appearance, but to train endurance. Your body is the vessel of your mind. Keeping it strong is an act of gratitude. But here's where most people fail. They confuse being needed with being valuable. They say yes to everyone until they disappear in the service of others. The Stoic serves willingly, but never empties themselves completely. Seneca warned, "He who is everywhere is nowhere. If you scatter your time among every demand, you lose your essence." To make yourself a priority is to gather your energy into focus. Begin practicing boundaries. Each no you say is a yes to clarity. You're not rejecting people. You're protecting your purpose, and talk to yourself as you would to a friend. Stop narrating your days with words like, "I'm failing," "I can't," or "I'm exhausted." Replace them with truth. "I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm restoring." Your inner dialogue becomes your destiny. You are not selfish for resting. You are wise for recharging. The Stoic knows that stillness is not laziness, it's maintenance of the soul. So today, ask yourself, what have I done for my own peace? Because when your cup is full, you don't have to force kindness, patience, or wisdom. They overflow naturally. Rule 3, present yourself with strength. The way you present yourself to the world is not vanity, it's philosophy in motion. The Stoics understood that how you carry yourself externally reflects the discipline and order within. Marcus Aurelius, though the Emperor of Rome, reminded himself daily to remain composed, clean, and modest. He knew that one's appearance and posture were small but powerful ways of showing harmony between the inner and outer worlds. When your external world reflects inner stability, you move through life more gracefully. Modern life often teaches us to chase trends, to buy approval through appearance. Stoicism rejects that. You don't dress to impress others. You dress to express alignment, to say, "This is who I am," calm, balanced, and self-respecting. When you look in the mirror, don't ask, "Do I look perfect?" Ask instead, "Does this reflect who I am becoming?" Your style doesn't need to shout. It can be quiet, simple, but authentic. It should speak of self-respect, not self-obsession. The Stoic pays attention to details because small actions reveal great truths. Clean clothes, straight posture, calm eyes. These are silent disciplines that train the mind as much as they shape the body. Every time you choose neatness over neglect, you reinforce order. Every time you stand tall, you remind yourself that dignity is not given, it's chosen. Even your walk can be an act of philosophy. Seneca said, "Behavior, like dress, should always be kept within the bounds of propriety. This doesn't mean perfection or rigidity. It means being intentional. If you want to feel confident, begin by acting confident." The Stoic doesn't wait to feel ready. They show up as if they already are, because confidence is not a mood, it's a habit. It's what happens when you repeatedly show up with composure, even on days when you doubt yourself. So tomorrow, when you step into the world, do it with quiet pride. Dress not for attention, but for alignment. Walk not to prove yourself, but to carry yourself. Speak with calm, move with purpose, act with grace. Your presence becomes your philosophy. You become living proof that discipline, clarity, and beauty can coexist without arrogance. Presenting yourself with strength is not about perfection. It's about presence. And presence is power. Rule 4. Harness the power of your smile. There is one gesture so simple yet so deeply human that it can shift an entire atmosphere. Your smile. A smile is not a mask. It's a decision. It's the moment you tell life, you can shake me, but you cannot break me. The Stoics knew that emotion follows action. When you smile, even when life is heavy, you are not denying pain. You are declaring sovereignty over it. You are proving that your spirit cannot be dictated by circumstance. Science now supports what philosophy knew all along. Smiling releases dopamine and serotonin, rewiring your brain toward calm and optimism. But long before neuroscience, the Stoics understood that posture, tone, and expression shape the mind as much as the mind shapes them. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A smile is reaction mastered. It's you turning adversity into composure. Think of how many storms you've already survived. Every trial you thought would end you has become a story you now tell with strength. So, why not smile in the storm? Why not claim your power early? Your smile can also be a gift. It spreads like fire, but it warms instead of burns. When you smile at a stranger, you remind them the world isn't as cruel as it sometimes feels. When you smile at a friend, you remind them they matter. When you smile at yourself, you remind your mind that hope still lives inside you. Even Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who carried the weight of an empire, wrote of kindness and gentleness as virtues of strength. He believed that calmness, even softness, could exist in harmony with power. A smile embodies that truth. So when you wake up tomorrow, before you check the time, before you touch your phone, smile. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are here. You've been given another sunrise to practice patience, gratitude, and peace. Smile when the meeting runs late. Smile when traffic stops. Smile when plans fall apart. The Stoic smile is not naivety, it's mastery. It's saying, I choose the tone of my own life. And remember, a smile changes how others see you. But more importantly, it changes how you see yourself. It reminds you that serenity isn't an accident. It's a practice. Even in hardship, especially in hardship, a smile says, I remain unbroken. Rule 5, stay kind but set boundaries. The Stoics understood that life would test our patience through people just as much as through events. There will always be those who misunderstand you, drain your energy, or cross invisible lines you never thought needed guarding. Yet Stoicism teaches that kindness and boundaries can coexist. One protects others, the other protects you. Marcus Aurelius began his meditations by reminding himself that each day he would meet the ungrateful, the arrogant, the deceitful, the envious, and the unsocial. But he didn't write those words with resentment. He wrote them to prepare his mind. He accepted that imperfection was part of the human condition, including his own. The Stoic does not expect everyone to behave wisely. They expect people to act according to their level of understanding. And when you stop expecting perfection from others, you stop being disappointed by their flaws. Staying kind doesn't mean allowing disrespect. It means choosing composure over reaction. You can say no without anger, disagree without hostility, and walk away without bitterness. There is immense power in silent dignity. When someone raises their voice, you lower yours. When someone seeks conflict, you choose clarity. This is not weakness, it is mastery. The Stoic doesn't mirror chaos. They dissolve it. But kindness alone is not enough if you allow it to be abused. That's where boundaries enter. A life without boundaries becomes a life without peace. You must decide what you will and will not tolerate. You must define your energy as sacred territory. Epictetus wrote, if anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, he was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone. This is the heart of Stoic detachment, refusing to give others control over your emotions. Set your limits not out of pride, but out of self-respect. If someone constantly takes from you but gives nothing in return, step back. If a situation poisons your peace, step out. You don't need to justify your choices to those who don't understand them. Remember, boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They let in what nourishes you and keep out what harms you. They protect the soil in which your peace grows. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Choose company that adds clarity, not confusion. Peace, not pressure. You owe the world kindness, but you owe yourself protection. Be kind, but stay centered. Serve others, but never abandon yourself, because in the end, maintaining peace is not selfish, it's sacred. Rule 6. Stay calm. Under stress, stress is the invisible storm of modern life. It builds quietly, hides behind small frustrations, and bursts when least expected. But the Stoic treats stress as a teacher, a mirror reflecting the mind's need for discipline. You can't stop life from bringing pressure, but you can train yourself not to collapse under it. The Stoics faced wars, exile, and death, yet they practiced stillness. Their strength didn't come from avoiding pain, but from mastering perception. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Stress begins not in the event, but in the interpretation. So when pressure builds, step back. Breathe deeply. Observe your thoughts like clouds drifting across the sky, moving but never permanent. Practice the rule of 5. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 hours, 5 days, 5 years? If not, release it. Most of what burdens you today won't even be remembered tomorrow. Perspective shrinks anxiety faster than logic can. The Stoic also learns the power of the pause. Before reacting, wait. Between impulse and action lies the space where wisdom grows. That space is your greatest defense against chaos. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." How many times have you replayed fears that never came true? How many sleepless nights were spent worrying about what never happened? The Stoic trains the mind to return to the present moment, the only place where calm exists. One of the simplest tools for calm is the breath. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4. It sounds trivial, but your body is the doorway to your mind. Calm breath means calm thought, and when everything seems to go wrong, remind yourself, you've survived worse. You've already endured storms that once terrified you. You are stronger now because of them. Epictetus said, "Difficulties show what men are." The way you respond under pressure reveals the truth of your philosophy. You cannot call yourself strong if you only stand tall when the weather is good. When you stay calm in the middle of chaos, you don't just solve problems better, you become someone others can rely on. People trust the person who does not panic. Calm is magnetic. It attracts order. So next time the world shouts at you, lower your voice. When everything rushes, move slower. When pressure rises, breathe deeper. Remember, you are not the storm. You are the mountain beneath it. Rule 7. Set your own course. In a world that constantly tells you what to do, what to want, and who to be, the Stoic learns the quiet art of direction, of setting their own course through the noise. To live without direction is to be tossed by every wave of opinion, every expectation, every passing trend. The Stoic instead becomes the captain of their ship. Setting your course is not rebellion for its own sake. It's a return to authenticity. It's choosing values over validation. It's the decision to stop chasing what impresses others and start building what fulfills you. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are doing your proper duty, let it not matter to you whether you are cold or warm, sleepy or well-rested, whether someone speaks ill of you or praises you. If you do well what is in your power, the rest does not concern you. Your course is guided by your values, those few core truths that define you when everything else is stripped away. What matters to you most? Integrity, freedom, growth, compassion, Identify them, write them, live them. They are your compass when the path fades. Most people drift because they never define what matters. They wake, work, and sleep in patterns that others designed for them. But the Stoic wakes with purpose. Their direction is not random. It is chosen. Once you know your values, build goals that align with them. Not borrowed goals, not what looks good online, but goals that feel like home when you imagine them. The Stoic's success is measured not in applause, but in alignment. And understand this, setting your course is not the same as walking an easy road. It often means walking alone. The Stoic accepts discomfort as the price of authenticity. You may lose company, but you gain clarity. You may feel uncertain, but you will never feel false. The Stoic treats obstacles as part of the map, not detours from it. Epictetus said, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Every obstacle becomes the next step forward, not a step back. Trust yourself. Listen to advice, but follow your own reason. You will stumble, yes, but better to stumble on your own path than to sprint down someone else's. And remember, your course is not fixed forever. Life will change you, teach you, refine you. A wise Stoic adjusts the sails, but never loses sight of the horizon. At night, when the world quiets, ask yourself, am I walking toward what matters or away from it? If the answer is unclear, return to stillness until it is. The compass of your soul never breaks. It only gets buried under noise, so clear the noise. Set your course and steer your life with intention, not inertia. Rule 8, stand firm in your beliefs to stand firm in who you are. That is one of the rarest and bravest acts of modern life. Everywhere you turn, someone is trying to sell you a new truth, a new outrage, a new identity. But the Stoic stands rooted in their values, like a tree that bends in the wind, yet never forgets its roots. Standing firm begins with clarity. You cannot hold to beliefs you've never examined. The Stoic questions constantly, what do I believe? Why do I believe it? Does this belief bring virtue or vanity? Through examination comes strength. Marcus Aurelius warned, if you don't have a consistent philosophy as a guide, you will be tossed and turned by every impulse. So you must decide what kind of person you want to be, not when life is calm, but especially when it is loud, when you know what you stand for. Your decisions become simple, even if they are not easy. The world may mock you for discipline, for restraint, for honesty. Let it. Epictetus said, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Sometimes standing firm means standing alone. You will lose approval when you stop performing for it. But remember, acceptance built on compromise is not peace, it's prison. The Stoic would rather be misunderstood for their integrity than praised for their imitation. Yet firmness does not mean aggression. The Stoic does not force belief onto others. They embody it quietly. They know that example is stronger than argument. To live your values is to preach without words. When you stand for honesty, speak truthfully, even when silence is easier. When you stand for courage, act despite fear. When you stand for justice, defend what's right even when the crowd looks away. Your consistency becomes your credibility. And know this, firmness does not mean rigidity. The Stoic is open to wisdom, but closed to corruption. They adapt without betraying their essence. Like a tree that bends under snow but does not break, you must yield when necessary, but never surrender who you are. Standing firm also means choosing peace over pride. You don't need to win every argument or prove every point. The Stoic walks away not because they're defeated, but because they refuse to waste energy on what cannot be changed. In time, people will see that your calm is not weakness, it's conviction. You no longer chase validation because your compass is internal. When you live this way, you become steady even in uncertainty. The world may change its mood by the hour, but you remain the same, anchored by principle, guided by virtue, calm in the storm. To stand firm is not to fight the world. It is to stand so rooted that the world cannot move you. Rule 9, nurture your humor and wit. At first glance, humor might seem far from philosophy. People imagine Stoics as cold statues of reason, expressionless and detached. But that image is wrong. The Stoics understood that humor, real, kind, humble humor, is one of life's greatest balancing forces. Seneca himself wrote, "He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at." That one line carries deep wisdom. To laugh at yourself is to deflate your ego before the world does it for you. It is to acknowledge imperfection without shame, to turn your flaws into freedom. Humor is not an escape from seriousness. It's a companion to it. The Stoic uses wit not to mock others, but to lighten the human condition. Life is absurd at times. To laugh at that absurdity is to remain sane within it. When you can smile at your mistakes, you break the chain of pride that traps most people. You stop pretending to be invincible and start becoming real. Real people grow. Perfect people don't. Think about the last time you made a small mistake, a stumble in speech, a wrong turn, a minor failure. Did you tighten up in embarrassment or did you laugh? The second reaction doesn't erase the mistake. It redeems it. It transforms failure into perspective. The Stoic doesn't use humor to escape truth, but to soften its edges. They know that life's difficulties don't always need solemnity. Sometimes they need levity. Humor is a form of resilience. It says, "This too shall pass, and when it does, I'll still be smiling." In difficult conversations, wit can calm tension where logic fails. A small, good-natured joke can bring air into a suffocating room. It disarms anger, invites connection, and reminds people that we are all flawed humans doing our best. But humor, like any tool, must be used wisely. The Stoic never jokes to belittle or wound. Their humor uplifts, not divides. It builds bridges instead of walls. And when life feels unbearably heavy, when grief or stress or uncertainty sit on your chest, humor becomes a form of courage. To find laughter even in the dark is to declare that you still believe in light. Epictetus taught that men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Humor changes that view. It lets you look at misfortune and say, "You're not as big as you think you are." So nurture your wit. Read widely. Listen deeply. Laugh easily. Don't take yourself too seriously. The world already does that for you, because humor doesn't make you less stoic. It makes you more human. And the Stoic who laughs is the Stoic who understands life's full depth. Rule 10. Show respect to everyone. In an age of arrogance, true respect has become rare. Yet for the Stoic, respect is not an option. It is a moral duty. Respect means recognizing the worth of every human being, no matter their role, opinion, or behavior. It doesn't mean agreement. It means acknowledgement. Every person you meet carries a story you don't know, pain, hope, history. To respect them is to honor that unseen weight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Whenever you want to cheer yourself up, think of the good qualities of those who live with you." This wasn't naive optimism, it was deliberate focus. The Stoic chooses to see virtue before fault, humanity before mistake. Respect begins with listening. In a world where everyone talks, listening is revolutionary. When you listen, truly listen, you give someone the gift of being heard. That gift often changes people more than advice ever could. But respect doesn't mean surrendering your voice. The Stoic disagrees calmly, without contempt. They can stand firm in conviction while treating opponents with dignity. Because respect is not a transaction, it's a reflection of your own discipline. To insult, mock, or ignore others because they differ from you is to confess weakness. To stay patient, measured, and composed is to show mastery. Seneca reminded us, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it be, without wishing for what he has not." The same wisdom applies to people. Accept that not everyone will think, act, or feel as you do. In daily life, respect reveals itself in small gestures, showing up on time, saying thank you, acknowledging effort, speaking with clarity, not superiority. Stoicism lives in these ordinary acts more than in grand speeches. Respect also extends to yourself. Self-respect is the root from which all other respect grows. When you treat yourself poorly, you unconsciously teach others to do the same. When you honor your time, health, and words, you raise the standard for how the world interacts with you. And yes, Respect sometimes means walking away. You can respect someone and still refuse their chaos. You can wish them well from a distance. Boundaries are not disrespect. They are dignity in motion. A Stoic knows that respect is not a reward. It's a way of being. You don't give it because others deserve it. You give it because you do. When you live with respect, you remind the world that gentleness and strength are not opposites. They are allies. The calm voice, the steady hand, the patient heart, these are the marks of true power. To respect everyone, even those who test you, is to prove that you are ruled by reason, not reaction. Rule 11, set clear parameters. To live without limits is not freedom, it is chaos. True freedom, the Stoics remind us, comes from discipline, from defining where your energy begins and where it ends. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are the invisible architecture of peace. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That mastery begins with knowing your parameters, your personal lines of integrity, time and tolerance. Every day, life demands your attention. People ask for favors, tasks multiply, conversations drain you, and suddenly your peace is gone. Not stolen, but given away in small pieces. The Stoic reclaims those pieces by learning the sacred art of saying no is not an act of aggression. It's an act of preservation. You cannot give from an empty mind, nor serve from an exhausted soul. When you overextend yourself, you betray your own duties. To health, to focus, to growth. So ask yourself, what deserves my time, and what merely demands it? There is a difference. The Stoic invests energy, never spends it carelessly. Setting parameters begins with self-awareness. What drains you? What strengthens you? Write it down. See the patterns. Once you recognize them, adjust your environment accordingly. Protect your time like a guardian protects the gates of a temple. And when someone crosses your limits, correct them with calm firmness. You don't owe long explanations. A simple, steady boundary speaks louder than anger ever could. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." That learning includes understanding that your peace is not infinite. It must be guarded and replenished. Remember, boundaries go both ways. Just as you expect others to respect your limits, you must also honor theirs. Respect creates balance. It turns conflict into cooperation. Consistency is the key. A boundary broken once becomes an invitation for it to be broken again. When you hold your line with quiet confidence, people adjust. Over time, even the most demanding personalities learn that your calm cannot be coerced. And if they don't, let them go. Not in anger, but in clarity, because the Stoic doesn't keep everyone close. They keep themselves centered. They understand that saying no to the wrong things is what makes room for the right ones. Your boundaries are the framework of your freedom. When you build them with intention, your life begins to take form, not as a reaction to others, but as a reflection of your own design. Rule 12, cut out negative energy. The Stoics believed that the company you keep, both in people and in thoughts, determines the quality of your soul. They understood that negativity, like disease, spreads quietly and multiplies if left unchecked. Marcus Aurelius warned, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your days are filled with resentment, gossip and complaint, don't be surprised when your world darkens. If your mind hosts anger and self-doubt, peace cannot live there long. To remove negative energy, you must first recognize its sources. Sometimes it wears the face of a friend. Sometimes it speaks in your own voice. Start with your environment. Look around. Is your space cluttered or calm? The Stoic keeps simplicity, not for style, but for clarity. A clean room mirrors a clean mind. Every object around you should serve a purpose or bring quiet joy. If it does neither, let it go. Then examine your relationships. Who uplifts you? Who drains you? You do not need to hate anyone to step away from them. Detachment is not cruelty, and it is wisdom. Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Surround yourself with those who speak of ideas, not gossip, who encourage growth, not drama, who remind you of your strength, not your flaws." These people are not luxuries. They are your allies in becoming the best version of yourself, but external negativity is only half the battle. The inner kind is far more dangerous. Negative self-talk is like slow poison. It seeps in quietly. You're not enough. You'll fail. Why even try? The Stoic replaces such thoughts with truth. They remind themselves, I cannot control outcomes, only effort. I cannot command fortune, only virtue. Whenever your mind turns dark, step back and question it. Is this thought useful? Is it within my control? Does it help me live with virtue? If not, discard it like dust. You owe your mind better company. Cutting negativity also means cutting habits that feed it. Endless scrolling, comparison, complaining. These are the modern chains that bind the soul. Replace them with silence, reading, or movement. What you feed your mind, you become. And sometimes, the most powerful act of cleansing is forgiveness. Forgive others, not because they deserve peace, but because you do. Holding grudges is holding fire. Drop it before it burns you. The Stoic's goal is not to avoid difficulty, but to remain uncorrupted by it. When you let go of negativity, you do not weaken, you strengthen. You create space for reason, compassion, and calm to grow. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what did I allow into my mind today? Did it serve me or drain me? This daily reflection, brief, honest, and gentle, is the Stoic's way of purification, because peace isn't found in a silent world. It's built inside a disciplined mind. Let go of the noise. Release the bitterness. Empty the cup. And when you do, life fills it again, not with chaos, but with clarity. The Stoic way is not about perfection. It was never meant to be. Perfection is an illusion, a moving target that keeps us chasing something outside ourselves. The Stoic way is about progress, quiet, deliberate, intentional progress that unfolds day by day, decision by decision, breath by breath. It's about striving for wisdom, calm, and self-mastery, not through grand gestures or sudden transformations, but through the simple, steady acts of daily living, in the way you wake up, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself when no one is watching, and the way you face the storms of life with stillness instead of panic. Every morning, you are offered a sacred invitation, a chance to begin again, to breathe deeply, to think clearly, and to act with purpose. Stoicism reminds us that the world will never bend perfectly to our will, but our minds always can. We don't need to control every outcome. We only need to control how we meet it. True strength isn't loud or aggressive. True peace isn't weakness or escape. They are quiet forces, steady, grounded, unshaken by noise, built from discipline, reflection, and understanding. They come from the deep awareness of who you are and the daily choice to live by that truth. No matter how chaotic the world becomes, when you make yourself a priority, when you live with discipline, carry humor in your heart, show respect even when others don't, and gently cut out the negativity that drains your spirit, you're not running away from life. You're walking straight into it with open eyes and a calm heart. You're embracing life as it is. Imperfect, unpredictable, and beautiful. You're choosing to live on your own terms, with intention, with clarity, and with gratitude. You start to see that peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the ability to remain steady, patient, and kind while everything else around you moves in chaos. You realize that calm is not passive, it's power under control. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, that is your task now, to stop searching for ideals outside yourself and start embodying them, to live calmly when others rush, to think clearly when the world shouts, to act justly, even when no one is watching, to be steady when others tremble, and kind when the world turns cold, to stand tall in chaos, not because life is easy, but because you are grounded, anchored by purpose, resilience, and truth. Your strength is not in being untouched by difficulty, but in facing it with grace. So as you leave this video, take a moment, pause, close your eyes, breathe in deeply. Let these words settle not just in your mind, but in your heart. Remember, growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small moments, the small victories, the quiet acts of courage no one sees. It happens every time you rise after falling, every time you choose patience over anger, peace over chaos, discipline over impulse. Progress is not a single leap. It's the 1,000 silent steps that no one applauds, but that transform you nonetheless. If this message resonated with you, don't just scroll away, stay connected. Join our growing community of thinkers, seekers, and modern Stoics right here at the Calm Stoic. Here, we don't chase trends, we pursue truth. We don't escape the world, we learn how to move through it with strength and serenity. Subscribe to the channel for weekly Stoic lessons and timeless reflections that help you stay centered when life feels out of control. Like this video, if it inspired you, it helps more people discover Stoic wisdom when they need it most. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what part of Stoicism speaks to you or how you practice calm in your own life. Your story may inspire someone else to begin their journey. Together, we're not just learning Stoicism, we're living it. We're becoming the calm in the storm, the stillness in the noise, and the strength in the struggle. Stay strong, stay calm, stay kind, and remember, the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more peace, more clarity, more people who move with purpose and act with compassion. Until next time, this is the Calm Stoic, reminding you, live calmly, think clearly, act justly, and never forget, peace is not something you find, it's something you build.